Russia-controlled regions on the borders are currently being attacked by the Ukrainians. Ukraine continue to strike on Russian territories. So, according to the Russians, this is a drone attack on a school in Crimea, right? So these are the pictures the Russians decided to publish. According to them, this is a war crime. The Ukrainians are attacking civilian infrastructure. I will talk about that later, but let's go into the details of the story. Footage from school in Furos, Crimea, attacked by Ukrainian drones. 4 people injured in drone attack in Crimea are in serious condition. Okay, 2 are in intensive care, reported the FMBA of Russia. Earlier, head of Crimea, Akisnov, reported that a result of drone attack in Furos settlement area, 3 people died and 16 were injured. This is the reality of war. You see, the fact is, in war, obviously, whether you like it or not, civilians will die. Whether you like it or not, civilian infrastructure will definitely be attacked. That is the reality of war. But the Russians are making a case against the Ukrainians. They said the Ukrainians are doing this on deliberate. This is not just once. They've done it multiple times. Just because they are losing the war on the front lines. Just because their fighters cannot hold the front. So they've resulted in attacking civilian infrastructure. Now, the Russians compiled a list of Ukrainian attacks on civilian targets over the month. Let me show you guys this. So not just Crimea, the Russians also showed evidence of Ukrainians attacks on Belgorod and Kursk. The Kursk attack last month, I spoke about it on the same platform. Now, even yesterday, the Ukrainians also targeted the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. The Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, under UN Security Charter, nobody is allowed to attack the nuclear plant. So in war, nuclear power plants are excluded. We all know what nuclear power plants can result into when you decide to attack it. But the Ukrainians are disregarding the agreement and they continue to attack the nuclear power plant in Zaporizhzhia. Not just that, but even civilian apartments across the front. Well, a lot is really happening. So I'll be covering most of what is happening around the world in this particular video. So stay tuned. Don't forget to hit on the like button, and if you're new, subscribe. Let's go into the details of the story. Some Europeans are boycotting products from Israel. I never knew a day like this would come. Now they are relabeling some items in the supermarket just to hide their origin from Israel, because when they indicate clearly that they are Israeli products, people boycott, people don't want to buy them. Check out the video. Now, the main reason why this is happening is because Israel just announced that they will never allow Palestine to exist as a state. For the sake of those who didn't watch my previous video, according to Benjamin Netanyahu, Palestine as a state is a threat to Israel. Watch him.
We will have to fight both at the UN and in all other arenas against the false propaganda against us and the calls for the establishment of a Palestinian state that will endanger our existence and constitute an absurd reward for terrorism. The international community will hear from us on this matter in the coming days.
I hope this makes sense now. So I hope you guys now understand why a lot of people are boycotting Israeli products. Now, the situation between United States and Venezuela continues to escalate. Check these pictures very well. This is what United States has deployed in the Caribbean, according to them, to combat against drugs cartels. How do you tell me that all these weapons against ordinary drugs cartels? Listen to this. The strike capabilities of U.S. Navy and Air Force Operation Group deployed in Puerto Rico and Caribbean state for anti-drugs cartel operation go far beyond maritime patrolling. Okay, highlighting the potential escalation of conflict, both with the cartels, which are declared to have ties with Venezuela government and direction with Venezuela armed forces. Well, you all know what happened. In recent days, the United States again strike another boat in Venezuela seas, claiming that, you know, this boat was carrying drugs. So this is twice, I think twice in a month or two. So the United States continue to escalate this whole situation in the Caribbean. By the way, Venezuela is also preparing, you know, for a potential war against the United States. Well, time will tell. Interesting time ahead. Let's all wait and see what happens next. Another interesting development from Afghanistan. So Bloomberg posted this. So this is from Bloomberg. Taliban reject Trump demand to return Bagram Air Base to US. So Donald Trump is asking the Taliban to return back an air base in Afghanistan, which was built by the United States, back to the United States. And the Taliban are saying that no, they're not going to return it back. So let me summarize the whole article for you guys. Ready to fight for another 20 years? Afghanistan reject Trump demand to return Bagram base to US, according to Bloomberg. I hope I'm right. Is it called Bagram? I stand to be corrected with the exact pronunciation, right? Chief of Staff of Armed Forces of Fashihuddin Fatrat state that Afghanistan is not dependent on foreign countries and is governed by its own people. Afghanistan Defense Minister Mohammed Yaqub Mujahid also said that if the Americans still want to get the base, Afghanistan is ready to fight them for another 20 years. Earlier, Trump demanded that Afghanistan return Bagram base to those who built it and threatened bad things if this does not happen. Okay, well, so this is what the United States is saying. They need the base back, and Afghanistan is saying that, well, if you want to take back this base, then I think you want to fight for another 20 years. One thing about the Afghanistans is they have a problem in their country. The locals, you know, this country is divided into sects when you look at Afghanistan. But when it comes to foreigners, they united and fought against the Americans. When even the Soviet Union invaded them, they united and fought against the Soviet Union. So one thing about the Afghan people is, regardless of their differences, whenever a foreign country invade them, they will unite and fight against you. They did the same thing against the British. And that is why no country has ever been able to defeat this, you know, Afghanistan people. These guys, no matter who you are, no matter how powerful you are, if you invade them, forget about winning them. You can ask the British, ask the Soviet Union, you can also ask the Americans. So the British and the Soviet Union have learned their lesson, and they are not going back. They are not going back there again. But Uncle Sam want round two. Well, interesting time ahead. Now, this is also another interesting story. We all know the recent incident between what the Russians did, you know, by violating NATO airspace in Romania, in Poland, and in Estonia recently. Once again, NATO decided to intercept Russian aircraft. According to NATO, the flight was flying without a plan, without a clear plan, so they decided to intercept it. Once again, I think NATO is scared of Russia, or Russia is making them scared, whichever way. Now, this is an article from Bild. Let's go into the details of the story. Russia are making NATO nervous again. The alliance scrambled Eurofighters jet due to an unidentified aircraft over the Baltic, according to Bild. The plan was let me start from here. The plane was flying in international airspace without flight plan and did not respond to communication. It could not be immediately identified. Two fighters took off from Germany Rostock Air Base, and the plane was visually identified as Russian 220M. Okay, such unannounced flight of Russian aerospace forces are regularly recorded by alliance countries in the region. In 2025, the 220 caused tension twice already in August and in March of this year. I don't know why they have a problem with this. So, does the United States give their flight plan to Iran and China? No. If this is an international airspace, must the Russians give their flight plan to their enemies? They see the Europeans as their enemies. So clearly, they wouldn't want to give their flight plan to you. Back in the days, you know, if you guys were cool and they decided to give you their flight plan, today they don't see you as, you know, friendly nations again. They see you guys as their enemy. United States will not give their flight plan to China or Russia or the Iranians. So why do you want the Russians to do the same? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand something here. I don't know why. A lot has really happened today. So this is my third video. And today I have no option than to even combine most of the topics, you know, in this video. Because a lot is really happening across the whole world. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section. It's very, very important to me because I am working with you guys. And if you have not yet liked the video, please hit on the like button. It's very, very important to me. Thank you once again. Shalom. See you guys in the next episode.